What are things most women don't understand about men? The average man doesn't get complimented by women. He almost feels invisible to most women. If you are interested in a guy, just compliment him. I promise even if he isn't into you, he will remember you. On the flip side, this is also why some men mistake kindness for flirtation. BC female attention is rare for some guys. They tend to take any kind of attention as flirtation. Not justifying it. Just helping you all understand. My go-to answer when this question comes up. You don't have to talk to consider it quality time. Morning wood. Waking up with a boner is something we have, and it isn't controllable, nor is it always caused by dirty thoughts. Boners doesn't always mean that they're horny. If you give a man a compliment, it will stick with him for his entire life. We're more complicated emotionally than you think. Edit. Also, we're not always horny. Most of the time. Yes. But not always. If I say I don't care where we eat, it's not a game. Literally F-king anywhere. Sandwich shop. Mexican. Steak place. Soup. AutoZone. I don't F-king care. If you ask what I'm thinking about and I say nothing, I am not withholding information from you, I am literally thinking about nothing. My brain is on idle. Literally one compliment will get 90% of men to be interested in you. Post-nut clarity. Post-nut clarity is one of the weirdest things to happen as a guy. It's like someone just came and removed all irrationality from your brain for 60 seconds. Sometimes I wonder if some of the greatest breakthroughs in history were directly after a good yank. I'm a woman and I wanna know why the ballsack has a seam. It's so you can replace the sperm cartridges in case one runs out. The seam is the vaginal lips that fuse together. The penis is the overgrown clit. Just because we want to have sex with you doesn't mean we're objectifying you or don't find you interesting or fun to be around. Sure, some people take it too far and are horn dogs, but being attracted to someone physically doesn't exclude mental attraction. We need straight talk about emotional topics. No games. No clamming up and saying I'm fine. Tell us what you're thinking and feeling. If you lie and say it's not a problem, even if we don't believe you, we are going to take that at face value. Use your grown-up words. Wife. Are you hungry? Me. No. It's 5:45 and I had a late lunch. I'm good. Osa 45 minutes later. Osa. Wife is angry at me because when she asked if I was hungry, that was her way of signaling that she was in fact hungry. Why not just state that you are hungry? Asterisk. This happened about every 2 weeks. Same shitty. Sex isn't my primary motivation in life. Despite what yaos I've heard for most of yours. That we are emotional beings too. We love more than we say. We care more than we show. We are less secure than we look. They need to understand that men can't understand their hints. There's actually some really nice guys out there. I have never had a conversation with a group of guys where the subject of breasts was discussed. There were a couple of throwaway comments and dirty jokes, but it wasn't a part of our conversation. Also, while the average guy thinks about sex a lot, we don't obsess over it. A lot of the time when we are just thinking about something for a long stretch, it has nothing to do with sex. Personally, I geek out a lot in my head. My brother thinks about sports most of the time. A third thing about men is that we enjoy being romanced too. Don't get me wrong, I like being the guy, but I also get extremely happy when my GF does something nice just to be nice or offers an unsolicited compliment. We have feelings too. We are just forced to keep them to ourselves. Society says men need to talk more about their feelings. But if we do, we're all suddenly weak. It's perfectly normal to spend 30 minutes in the bathroom. Men don't care about her outfits nearly as much as her female friends do. I need to be alone to deal with my problems. Talking about them doesn't help me. They don't get compliments very often. We want to be the little spoon too. If the girl is smaller. Sex is fun. But it's not close to my favorite thing in the world. I've turned it down more than once because I wanted to go to the gym. And I like those girls a lot. Sometimes guys don't want to and aren't in the mood either. I want some compromise when I don't want to do a thing. Woman here. I absolutely have no idea how your balls just hang there. Where do they go when you walk? Tucked behind your legs? Do they swing? How do you sit? On top of them, or do they scoot forward? Can they really ascend upwards and disappear, or is it just a trope I learned from King of the Hill that I somehow think is true? Sometimes I just look at them and get so confused. They're pretty. They're fun. But I just don't get them. Edit. Wow guys. I was not prepared to wake up to all this ball knowledge. But I really appreciate everyone taking the time to explain to me the wonderful world of ball sacks. It's not that complicated, honestly. I don't think I ever consciously think about ball placement when I sit. They tend to just go wherever there's room for them. I don't think I've ever accidentally sat on my balls or anything like that. They never draw back up inside my body or anything like that. The only real difference is that I don't like sitting with my knees together. But that's more due to thigh muscles preventing it than balls. It hurts our feelings when you talk about short men like the most pathetic beings in the world. Our hearts can break. Too. We need just as much attention as well, give if not more. Give boob-filled hug. Or a grab on the ass as you kiss up like we do. Compliment us on our achievements. Looks and character. Show us physical attention as well for intelligent interaction. Use easy and straightforward words. Don't play games. Just say what you want to say. We are not dumb. But we will take almost everything literally. The last time I was given a compliment was the 21st of August, 2017. At just after 7 PM. So, maybe once on a blue moon in a leap year. Toss a reasonably believable compliment our way unsolicited. It rarely ever happens in reality. And usually only with some form of prompting. Average woman has thirsty dudes complimenting them like crazy, just hoping for a reciprocal acknowledgement of existence. It's simply not that way for us. We do not appreciate being yelled at. Does anyone? Sometimes I just really want to cuddle. You have to be a little gentle with that thing. The exact information contained in our DNA. We need some hugs too, ya know. That a kick in the nuts hurts so bad that every male witnessing it will feel the pain. Don't try to go for the record of pumps per second. That thing is attached. But honestly, most guys are not out to get you. Communication is key in a relationship. When we are having sex, we need just as much foreplay as they do. My ex would wonder why I wasn't hard when we wanted to FCK. Like, bitch, give me attention. Crying doesn't make us feel better. So stop trying to make us cry. If I'm crying, something is really f***ed up. Last time I cried wasn't that long ago actually. A month or so ago I was on call and worked a really f***ed up 22 hours day after 4 hours of sleep from a regular shift. I went home and got woken up an hour later by my newborn. Got her to calm down long enough for mom to take over. She was pumping at the time. I felt physically weak and almost drunk. It wasn't safe for me to hold my own kid anymore. I handed her over and went to bed and cried myself to sleep. Honestly, the worst day of my life. Most of the things they attribute to us hating them is more accurately attributed to us just not giving a shit. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. That we aren't just a body attached to a dick. How we can like watching PRN and jacking off and still want to have sex with them. I think for some people masturbation is necessary to keep their aging sex drive in check. That, and if I go too long without wonking it, my body will just say FCKU and insert a SI time dream in my head, Willis to sleep. forcing my unconscious body to bust a nut anyways. We can't read your minds. Don't present me with a problem unless you are looking for me to help solve it. If I'm not trying to solve it, I've no idea what to do with it. Most likely she just wants to be heard and get it off her chest. Sometimes she'll directly ask you what you think or what you would do. But for a lot of women it's more helpful just to get it off their shoulders. Just being there for her is a big help. There doesn't always have to be a solution. Someone on Reddit helped me change my frame of mind about this a while back. You can still solve the problem for her. First, change her problem. The thing she's venting about isn't the problem. Her problem is wanting someone to listen. You can solve this problem for her by listening. That's how you fix her problem. Calm your mind. Pay attention to emotions, sadness, uncertainty, anger, and just listen. If you focus your problem-solving brain to the task of listening is the solution, then it becomes much easier. How utterly f***ing alone most men are for the majority of their day and the majority of their life while being surrounded by people. Most women don't understand the extreme emotional isolation that is required by both Western and Eastern society, how every man is to be basically forced to be emotionally distant because weakness cannot be tolerated in the very harsh competitive reality. Stoic rugged individualism and being cooperative loners make for very unhappy misunderstood men. Seriously girls, you think that women are mean and nasty and they gossip? Let me tell you that even the most jaded harridan of an imperial court ain't got tea on a male-dominated work environment. Not FCKing. Tea. It's not cheating to be thinking about someone other than you when we Sturbert. Right? Like, we're brothers.